This is going to be a quick painting tutorial for the Infernal Enrapturess, Herald of Slaanesh. It came out with the Wrath and Rapture box Realm of Chaos that came out in December of 2018. And we're going to paint it up right quick. As you can see, I have one right here. It's currently not based. That makes it very easy to paint the underside. But it is primed with a rattle can from Corax White. So what we're going to do is we're going to start by basing base colors on it. And there are two sets of colors that we're going to start with. One is Rakarth Flesh, which we're going to use on the demonette herself. And the other is Bugman's Glow, which we're going to use on the human, which creates the base of the instrument. So we're going to do both of those now as a base color. Thin paints mixed well with water. And we'll be back in a moment. So here's our Enchantress after the first two coats. The Rakarth Flesh here and the Bugman's Glow on the human. What we're going to add now is a base coat of Naggaroth Night. And that's to the clothing, so the robe as well as the loincloth on the male. And then we're probably going to put a bit of demonette hide on just the hair coming off, as well as the claw arm in the back here of the demonette herself. So we'll set those up, and then we'll be right back again. So we've got our Naggaroth Night on the dress, and then we've got our demonette hide on both the hair as well as that back claw. Now what we're going to do is we're going to deal with these horns, 1, 2, and the ones on the shoulder, and they'll go a little bit of Abaddon black just on there, and then that'll add some color to those as well. So we've got our layer of Abaddon black finished on the horns and on the shoulder horns. And now what we're going to use is just a little bit of lead belcher. And we're going to do the chest armor as well as the leg brace right here, as well as some of the top of the harp. And I'm going to try to do each of the instrument strings. So we're going to do that with lead belcher and probably this armband as well. So we'll do all of those and we'll start doing our metallics now. And we'll see you back in a few moments. So our base coats are now finished. So what we're going to do now is add some shade. So we've got 3 shades to play with, and we're going to use them in 3 different places. So Druchii Violet first, which we're going to put on the cloth, the hair, as well as the demonette hide skin, which is Reclin Flesh shade, and we're going to get the metal chest piece. So pretty much anything that's purple, anything demonette related, as well as the back claw on this side as well. So that's going to go demonette, or Druchii Violet. We're going to use Reclin Flesh shade, and we're going to put that on the human. Basically anything that's that color there. That was based with Bugman's Glow, with the exception of the Slaanesh emblem that's burned into his back, because that emblem right there is going to get Carlsberg Crimson. We're going to fill in that the burned area itself, as well as some of the skin in the area around, so just overlapping a bit. Then we're going to highlight all of the strings with Carlsberg Crimson as well, and allowing it to pool down at the bottom here to make sort of a bloody mess from where the strings originate from. So that's sort of our idea for our 3 shades. So we're going to do that now. Alright, so our 2 shade layers are finished now, and you can see that they've gotten very dark. So what we need now is we need to lighten that back up. So what we're going to use is a dry brush of Slaanesh Gray on the Demonette skin, and a dry brush of Cadian Flesh Tone on the human skin, both of which will light that back up. We're not going to overdo it because we do want to keep the detail that we got with the stain in the first place. So we're going to do that now, and then we'll go from there. So now these dry brush highlights are finished, and it's lightened up quite a bit. So going from the Cadian Flesh Tone, we're actually going to put one more highlight dry brush layer of Kislev Flesh. And going from the Slaanesh Gray, we're going to put one more highlight dry brush layer of White Scar. So what we ended up needing to do, because the White Scar was so overpowering, we used a 50-50 mix of White Scar with Slaanesh Gray. And that became our third highlight for the Demonette herself. So that looks much better. So now we're going to move on to the instrument itself. And a base coat of Retributor armor will cover pretty much everything we haven't touched so far. And don't forget to do both sides of the model. So we finished the Retributor Gold, which is here. Also used it to touch up the designs on the skirt and the other one in this corner here. We hit the headband and earrings with Retributor Gold as well, and one little bit of the design on the arm as well as the buckle. I also hit several of the gemstones that are hanging down on the belt. I then switched over and grabbed Ironbreaker, which we used to color in just a little bit of this circular design here. Don't forget to do both sides, as well as the actual thread line that the belt is held up by. And then what we did one more time is we went to the back and I spot checked just a tiny bit of corn red just in a few little dab areas, and then I took one more coating of the Carlsberg Crimson and really reddened it up, and between the wet corn red and the shade, it spread it out really nicely. So what you have is a very raw back as well as lots of designs here. So from here, what we're going to do is we're going to take a little bit of Reekland Fleshblade, and we're just going to go over the gold of the harp just to bring out any detail that may be there. So this is after the Reekland Fleshblade has been added to the Retributor armor. Then what I did with a little bit of the leftover corn red I mixed it 50-50 with the shade and coated the strings and let it pool down on the bottom, which created this very nice effect here and made the strings really look like they were coming straight out of the body. Now what we're going to do is start focusing on some of these gems up here. So what we're going to do is use a little bit of Stormhost Silver to highlight these, and then we're going to add either Spiritstone Red or Waystone Green over the top of the silver, and it'll create a really nice shiny effect and light up those gemstones there, as well as several of the ones along the belt. And then we're going to use a blue to highlight the gem in the headdress. So we'll do those now. So our Stormhost Silver is done. We're just going to take a little bit of Spiritstone Red and just cover right over that first gemstone there. take a little bit of the Waystone green and do the same thing on the second gem here. Finally, over the Balthasar gold, what I'm going to add is a little bit of Rune Lord brass, which is really, really bright. And that'll help blend in both the silver and the gold along the top of the instrument here. So we'll do that now, and we'll meet back again. So this is the result after we've done the Rune Lord brass, and as you can see, it's really lit up the gold on the top of the harp. I've also added a little bit of blue to the medallion here, as well as the one in the middle of the headband. Right there. And then effectively we're almost finished. Still needs to be based, of course. What we're going to do is a very light dry brush of Slaanesh gray over the hair here just to light up some of the highlights there. And then I think we're pretty much finished except for basing. So we'll do that now, and we'll affix it to the base, and then we'll flock it with some sand, and then we'll see what it looks like. And here you see the final model, all based and flocked. And the back of it looks like that. The scar already lit up. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and we'll be back again soon with another painting tutorial of another unit. Hit the like button if you enjoyed this or if you found this at all helpful.